Okay, let's go.
Hey, I am a grateful believer in Jesus Christ. A little bit broken on the inside, just trying to recover and grow. And I love adventure, love getting outside, love trying new things. A bit of a adrenaline junkie. And I am making this show to reach out to other athletes and get to know how they love God. And my name is Jeremy.
Be a little intro.
An intro?
My first episode.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Oh man, I've known this guy for 16 years.
Has it been that long?
I was 17 when I met you, and I'm 35 now.
You look exactly the same, for the record. I don't think you've aged a day.
I'm trying, but
You still had that same mustache you were shooting for then too.
I've been working on this for 17 years.
I like it. 17 years. It's finally happening.
But play basketball with you, lived with you, went to church, grew. Like life has changed so much.
Yeah.
And I'm starting a new podcast where we talk about physical fitness, spiritual fitness, and how they intertwine with each other. And I don't know how it's going to go, but first episode.
It's going to be awesome. It'll be great.
And we have Justin Hart on the show today.
What is up? I did a peace sign. I'm also still the guy that high fives. Yeah. Yep.
We're going to warm up with some incline bench today. Yeah, dude, first episode. Really don't know where it's going to go. But I've had this life-changing event that's happened in this past year, and I'm tired of just coasting by.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna do anything, it's okay to do it bad first. Just do it.
Things have to
Just
suck.
start.
They have to suck until they don't.
Exactly. I look back at your guys' podcast. You guys started in 2020.
Is that really when it kicked off?
Yeah.
We recorded it probably.
Oh, you can leave
We
that on.
probably
Leave it on. Let me get
started slight before then,
Yeah.
because I think we recorded 3 to like just get a feel for how it would go
How to talk.
before
Yep.
we released it to the world. And by the world, I mean the 4 other people that listen to it. You know,
to you, Tim, me, Brett,
Yeah,
and Tiffany.
Jeremy Strand, maybe.
Oh yeah. Gotta catch up with that guy too.
He's doing good. He's in
He's doing good.
Bumfrick, Kentucky. I think he's actually looking at becoming an elder at the church that he's at, which is
Hey.
kind of cool.
Cool.
High calling indeed.
Very
what do you
nice. Let's go. How much time do you have? How long do you lift?
I usually do 45 minute,
45 minutes? So you go
50-minute bursts. One of the reasons why is I like to use exercise to me as just like an energy spike in the middle of my days.
It'll just get going.
So I'll skip lunch,
get through lunch.
and I go and I lift and I get my blood pumping
Nice.
because I'm in meetings and dealing with emotional shenanigans all day with people. So it's really healthy for me to just be able to kick it.
Go out and use your body.
Yep. Just get your stuff together. So one of my philosophies for ministry in general is sharp mind, strong body, soft heart.
Ooh.
Those things go together. You're doing something significant. I'm a nerd, so I'm a trichotomist, and I think
Yes.
you need to exercise those different aspects of yourself to do things right.
I like that too. I tell people God gave you a mind, God gave you a soul, and God gave you a body.
Yep.
You have to take care of all 3 of them.
And they correspond,
Yeah, they're
right?
connected.
Like you can't do life and neglect one of those areas and not have it bleed into the other things that you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually seen this with a lot of guys with like physical healings.
Yeah.
Like you actually get physically healed when you have some mental breakthrough in places where you've had strongholds and stuff. It's like they touch each other. What would you
Feel
like?
Let's do a 25 real quick.
25?
Let's start with my body weight real quick.
I'm a type 260, so You seen those kind of fat shirts?
Yes.
I'm like, I feel like I need those now. Because if you're a pastor and you have a six-pack, something's probably wrong. You know what I mean?
You got too much stats in the physical.
But I like being strong, so it's like I don't want to be the next Carl Lentz. Let's just stay disciplined and call it a day.
Take care of it just enough, but not be obsessive.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just can't be 300 pounds on a platform talking to people about discipline. It doesn't work well. Me?
Oh, you ready?
Or you?
I'll go.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll go. So tell me, Justin, what got you into the gym in the first place? Because I remember being 19 and going to the gym with you and your older brother. Yeah.
So that was probably the majority of it. Like, so sports helped, but what got me into like weightlifting was watching my brother come back from the Marine Corps and just be obsessed about it and immediately tell me we got to get you into the gym. And I remember feeling like, yeah, nothing in me wants to do that. But in the interest of impressing my older brother, I went ahead and said, yeah, that sounds great. Let's definitely go. And I think I hated it for the first 3 months after that. When I decided I actually liked it was when I went for the first time by myself.
Yeah.
Which
interesting.
Probably says something about me in general. But I think I felt like I was able to get my mind, body, all of it just processing together, and it became more just an outlet for me.
Yeah.
And so that was fantastic. Let's not crush this mic you put on me. What do you say?
You can slide it forward if you need to.
Good.
You got it.
Oh,
Nice.
Tired today.
Tired yesterday. Tired tomorrow.
Tired every day. 5 kids, come on.
5 kids.
Well, 4.5, something like that.
Hey, it counts. Somebody's working on that 5th kid.
We all are.
So what made you stay in the gym though?
Well,
leave this.
So it
Like, why do you
became
continue to keep
something
going?
that in hindsight makes more sense to me, but now did not. When I found something I felt like was valuable for helping me process, grow. It's such a weird thing. I wouldn't want to say connect with myself, but let's say get into a place where I could focus my mind and my body at the same time. And it helps that there's all kinds of good chemistry going on when you're working out too. I started doing that, and I wanted to start taking people around me to do the same thing.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Something in me has always been, I want to coach, help other people, help them grow. And when I...
Give me one more.
Yeah, go ahead. And good finish. When I started doing that, I realized, oh man, I love being able to help other people. I love being able to help them grow and help them develop a little bit and invite them into some of that that I'm a part of.
Yeah.
So I think that was super enjoyable.
I totally feel that. I do the same thing. This is like when I connect with friends and buddies. And let's go work out because that's what I do.
Well, it's funny. I don't know that that's why most people work out.
Yeah.
Because I'll say this: people go to the gym and they don't talk to anybody. Like you got your airport face on. You know what I mean? And then you're like rolling around. I'm always looking for stickers on people's water bottles, stupid shirts, stuff like that I can comment on to try to start conversation. I'm that guy in the gym that probably most people hate. You know what I mean?
We are now.
You want to switch over?
You ready for it? Yeah. Not gonna rep out 315.
What's that?
You're not gonna rep out 3 plates?
Not on the incline.
Not yet.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Nice.
Yeah. So, how about you? Well, like, what do you feel like got you into the gym? Why'd you start going?
Oh man, after basketball, it was like, okay, we played basketball in high school.
Yeah.
And it was a goal thing, right? It was something that we constantly did. We had to achieve.
Just pushed each other together.
Exercising and playing sports and doing that.
I mean,
And then
I
it
was not a
over.
great person though. I remember like lifting at 24-hour fitness with you at like 2 a.m, 6 beers deep.
Nobody's a good person in there.
Nobody's a good person in 24-hour fitness.
21 or at 24.
I heard you have to stab somebody to get a membership there now. So
If you can find one.
yeah, there you go.
But yeah, I needed something else to push myself and to grow. And
well, especially coming out of high school, right? Like you're playing basketball, you have a ton of exercise. It's part of your normal regimen.
I was 120 pounds in high school.
Were you really?
And then started working out with you, put on 40 pounds in 1 year.
Yeah, that was my story.
And that was a quick like, oh, I like this. I like growing and changing.
Yeah. Like, okay, this doesn't suck.
I can
Progress.
do something.
Sweet progress.
So I mean, that's what got us started. But what keeps you going? I mean, like any pastor or anybody who has 4.5 kids could easily say, "It's just too much. I don't have 45 minutes of my day." But you still show up. You still.
Dude,
keep
we're
doing
capable of so much more than the average person thinks.
this. Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're capable of so much more. You read through history and you start like seeing all these people and these incredible feats that they accomplished, the amazing things that they did.
Yeah.
And you start to realize I'm just fat and lazy, you know? You start to look up to the right people. And there's people out there who know like 11 languages.
Mm-hmm.
They're writing books. They have kids.
They just kill it.
They're mentoring people. And either you look at that person and you say, there's no way, or you look at that person and say, there must be a way.
Yeah.
I just think it depends. Some people are perpetual, let's say, negatively programmed in general. Some people are frustratingly optimistic. It's probably good to sit in the middle, and I think the gym helps you do that.
Yeah. Have some
Because you're
kind of balance
progressing,
in
but
there.
you always find out, you find out quickly how weak you actually are and how quickly you fail.
Dang.
Which I think is probably a good thing.
It is a good thing. It pushes you to be better, right?
Especially if you do a lot of stuff. I'd say losing often is probably a very good thing for you if you
Yeah.
are somebody who accomplishes a lot, right?
A quick dose of humble pie.
Yeah, and it's effective.
It works. But you see some value in doing it. Obviously, you see some value in keep showing up
Humility.
and getting something out of it.
Humility, ongoing, frustratingly slow progress, keen awareness of your weaknesses, constant thoughtfulness when it comes to doing things where it's no longer, if you do it long enough, it's not about bravado. Because you've been hurt before, you've been stupid, you've seen somebody else crush you. It's more of a ongoing, do this.
Yeah.
This is a better way to live.
Very nice.
But yeah, and then I mean, I frequently am looking for groups of people to pray for. You know, just find this guy, find that guy, share where you can. I have like 4 pastors coming here during the week with me now.
Nice.
Just running machines,
There you
working
go.
out.
It's
You gotta
community, right?
get your blood pumping if you wanna
Build that.
make an impact anywhere else.
Nice.
Also, you know, stay married, right? So you're fat and nasty. That's probably not helpful. All right, I need a good jam for this one.
Get it.
Get this up. Let's pray I don't drop this on myself. What do you say?
You got this. Cake. Yeah. Come on. Easy.
I got up 405
Easy.
the other day
Over here?
on this guy, yeah. You know how you got those good days and bad days, though.
Like, oh, I did have a donut yesterday.
I was
There
up
it
till
is.
1 a.m. last night. We're playing Risk, so I had to.
You had
So
to
my
finish.
wife and family were out of town.
Leave
for
2
this
on
week.
there.
2 plates?
Yeah.
And had a bunch of guys over.
Nice.
And I like a good tobacco pipe
Hey.
once in a while.
Little Gandalf pipe.
ate some steaks, and then played a game of Risk, and I was like, back to high school.
Wait,
Still love it.
what time did you start playing Risk? Before you're like, oh, oops,
I think it was
9:30.
no, it was like 8:30. Totally worth it.
Risk is the intellectual's monopoly, right? It just takes forever, and before you're like, I don't need Japan.
I don't think it's intellectual at all. Like, I like chess a lot. In fact, it's probably a good idea to have a game of chess going while you're playing Risk, because one's a little
While
bit
you're
faster
waiting.
and one's a little slower, you know? Cover all your bases. You want to lift
quick-
off, or are you good?
Yeah, give me a lift off.
Tell me when.
1, 2, 3.
Got it? Crush it.
So
Yeah.
you said you meet up with pastors in the gym.
Yeah.
The other question was going to be, how have you seen God show up in the gym, in working out, in pushing yourself?
Connecting with other people. But I think, again, the gym for me is probably more about losing in humility than it is about like feeling awesome and like you're crushing it, because there's always people that are bigger and better than you.
Yep.
So I think for me, it's humbling, and it's integrating your body and mind and spirit. So I like to pray
I like, oh
while
yeah.
I'm doing sets, even just a quick God make me strong.
Yeah.
And reflecting on that while
Yeah.
you're working out can go a long way.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's good. What you want? We're
I
still here?
want to
Wanna
steal
get-
a flat bench and just keep going. Let's do one more set of this, and let's see if one of them opens up.
Cool.
2 plates is good.
Wrap it out.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I just think it's healthy to go in and find your limits.
Yeah.
And then
push yourself.
Try to push past that a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Find out what you're capable of. Find out what
Well, and when you're able to invite other people into that with you, and then start to show them there's camaraderie here, there's focus, there's opportunity, it'll help get your blood pumping, it'll help you do better in other areas of your life. You start to notice that. I was talking to a friend of mine who's a pastor, and he was saying his wife's like, man, I like you better now. You're calmer,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You're obviously for other reasons as well,
Yeah.
but there's a psychological element to that where it's like, you are a man, you're a warrior, you're meant to fight, you're meant to work hard,
Yeah.
and you're meant
Oh,
to
yeah.
fail and then get up and do it again. And if you're not constantly doing that, you're probably frustrated in your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's something about doing that actually drives you and helps you become the healthy person that God created you to be.
Oh, I love
I mean, men are supposed to work the ground, right?
I love it. That's the whole point of this channel, this podcast, this whatever God blesses it to be
Yeah.
is about. Ooh, time under tension. Nice. Yeah, I've learned it's so easy to say like, "Oh, that's 225. I can't do that. I'm not," and then just not do it at all. And like, no, go get out there.
Let's do
try
it.
it.
Let's see.
Let's do it. Let's do it with somebody who can pull it off of my neck, and just in case.
Yeah. And I gotta tell you, personally, I feel like I stopped putting plates on and thinking about the amount. It's like 1 plate, 2 plate, 3 plate, add the small plate, call it a day.
Just put it on there.
Yeah, like, I
Test
don't
your
know.
struggles.
Some
If you
people are
feel
like
it,
sitting there with a notebook. Hey, if you're that precise, that's your style, get after it.
you just go out there and just feel it, right?
But I
You
think
just
that's
go
part
for
of it is that person is adding who they are into the way that they work out and into the way that they do that. Not a bad thing, but that's never going to be me.
And that's kind of amazing too, is God's given us all different bodies and different body types.
Yep.
And different thought processes,
Different temperaments to go
motivations.
along with it.
The same way He has different ways of pursuing us, right?
Yeah.
Different relationships with us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I gotta practice being upside down, bench pressing, and hosting a show. It's
gonna be
it'll
great.
happen.
I believe in you.
YouTuber passes out while asking serious questions.
So let me ask you,
Yeah.
do you feel like this is a place where you are most in touch with God? Or do you feel like this is a place where you mostly connect with other people? I think you were alluding to some of that.
Oh yeah.
What makes you want to do them at the gym? What do you feel make that's a conducive environment to connecting with people?
So for me, it's just working out's just been my thing.
Yeah.
Right? I love bodybuilding.
For a long time.
I love seeing that growth, seeing that change.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna take this one. I'm learning that
So I'm gonna just leave this.
I think so.
See, this is the kind of laziness we're trying to avoid falling into at the gym, everyone.
I mean, I've also grown in empathy because maybe he had too much pre-workout and Taco Bell. or
I've never had this much energy and the inability to do anything with it.
So we'll see.
Well, there's something else too I'll say about diet. You notice what you've eaten and how you work out.
How your body shows up.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I've been consuming garbage. This is the equivalent outcome proportionate to the garbage I've been eating, right?
And see,
I think that's healthy.
God's put this thought process, this thing in my head all the time. How does, you put garbage into your stomach, you can't show up in the gym. You put garbage into your mind, you can't show up in relationships, in your marriage, in anything.
Totally. The other hand, if you put garbage in yourself, the best thing for you to do is go to the gym
To get it out.
to get that crap out, right?
Yep.
So there's a paradox there of you'll never be what you could have been, but also you need to work past where you're at.
Yeah.
And those two things are both mountains, but it's more like one's a mountain and one is getting out of the valley. And the valley's almost harder.
Yeah.
Because it's not the mountaintop when you get out of it, you know?
Yep. So
All right.
I'll let you get your
Have some
your
fun
lift
with
in.
this. What's that?
Get it
Let's go.
get it in. And then I'll answer that question
Yeah.
deeper. But did you need music?
Oh.
Just come get it. How I've seen God show up in the gym, in working out is I competed.
Yeah.
I did a show
And you
two
did good.
weeks ago too.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I realized God's never gonna do something for us that we can do for ourselves. So working out and getting on stage and doing all that, I'm able to push myself to my absolute limit, but I get to a point where it's like, okay, God, I can't make my heart beat. I can't make my lungs take in oxygen. I can't make my protein synthesis work.
Right.
I can put in all this work, but ultimately I still have to let it go.
This is the
and
part that I can do.
let you show up. Yeah.
Totally. So, C.S. Lewis said this. He said, he started praying the Lord's Prayer differently. He said, we pray, your kingdom come, your will be done. And we pray that and we think, God, do the things that you want to do, how you want to do it. But he said he started adding to it, your kingdom come, your will be done by me right now.
Ooh.
And it said it changed the way he processed his prayers because he started taking personal ownership for the thing that he said he wanted and the thing he believed that God would show up to do.
Dang.
But he stopped removing his own responsibility from how God shows up, which is if you read the Bible, if you're in prayer, if you're in the Word, always through people.
Yeah.
He always takes that guy who says, God, show up, and then he goes up and does something freaking amazing.
Ooh. Crazy. Crazy, awesome, hard, but good.
That's life, right?
That's life.
Yeah. And I suppose you could say at some point the gym is a little bit of a microcosm of that,
Yeah.
of life itself and the ups and downs and all the things that happen. Let's stay light. We'll go
Stay
to
right
two.
there?
We'll keep it at 2.
2 plates.
So here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you still deal with like the body dysmorphia, like most people do that are in the gym?
Yes.
Like
It's still
you never
there.
really
It's-
feel comfortable with where you're at, and the
So-
more fit you are, like
That's
the
been-
spectrum of pride and
Yeah.
insecurity just gets a little bit wider, you know?
Definitely hasn't gotten wider for me. I had this huge like peak and drop, right? So
Yeah.
this last year has been huge change, huge loss, huge
Battle.
battle. Yeah.
Yep.
And that was one of the reasons why I competed again, was because my biggest addiction is external validation.
Yep.
So bodybuilding is perfect for that. Hey, do you
Just throwing
can
myself
you
back
judge
into the
me?
meat grinder.
Can you straight up judge me and say this is how I look? And so my whole intention behind getting back on stage was, can I go and be fully judged and still be okay with,
with
well, this is
with
me.
who I am
This
and what
is
I am.
exactly who I am. Be proud of myself despite whatever had been happening. And so it's been I've had to be really intentional with the way that my thought life is.
Yep.
So it's always there. It's always like, oh, he's bigger than me. He's stronger than me. Oh, she's can squat more than me.
Yeah.
And have it be there, be aware of it, but then also be like, yeah, that's a fact, but it doesn't change how I feel about myself, how God
Right.
sees me.
Yeah.
So-
Comparison is the thief of joy, right?
Exactly. So it's always there. There's always this, I know I can be bigger. I know I can be better. I know I can eat healthier. I know I can work out more or sleep more.
How do you in your own
What?
personal life feel like you delineate from like self-help though when you're in exercise mode? Hit this and then answer me.
Delineate. How do I? Those are some big words.
How do you, is there a difference for you in self-help and like Christian discipline? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
We have sections full of books telling everybody how to look at themselves and help themselves and better themselves and read on themselves and feel proud of yourself.
Yeah.
Girl, wash your face. BS kind of nonsense, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? How do you do that but not turn it into self-help? Let's go one plate. Let's
So
just
for-
go to fail.
Ooh, nice. So for me, it has to start first with, how does God see me?
Okay.
And then second, am I actually proud of what I'm putting in? Do
Yeah.
I know that I'm giving it my best? Or am I half-assing
And I
it
think
here?
I think the good thing about what you just said too is sometimes we should ask the question, how does God see me? And if your response is always great, I'm a
Always
snowflake, it's beautiful, then that's a lie,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like sometimes your low self-esteem is good common sense.
You
You,
forget
know what
that
I mean?
God saw
and
you,
sometimes,
and he had to sacrifice his own son to
yeah,
fix
yeah, exactly. Like you realize how bad it was,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Those people walking around the gym with the "Only God can judge me" tattoos. It's like, you know he will.
You know he is.
That is that's not a happy thought.
Only the police can pull me over. Yeah, well, stop speeding.
But that also means at your absolute worst, there is the God of the universe, El Gaborum, the Lord, the mighty warrior, ready to stand behind you and fight with you
Yeah, yeah,
for those things,
yeah.
which is a glorious truth. All right.
So what I do is I do alphabet lifts
Yeah.
to failure. So
Yeah.
I just count the alphabet and then I forget what number I'm on.
Oh, that's funny. See, even when I'm doing these, I don't count.
You just
I'm
go.
just going. Yeah.
It's such in my head to
Yeah.
count everything.
It helps you.
Count to 8 all the
Yeah.
time. But if I switch between letters and numbers, then I'm like, okay, I lost count.
I don't know what
now
I'm
I really
doing
have to go to
anymore.
failure. Where am I?
I'm lost.
I did seated shoulder presses,
Yeah.
just the bar. I did 73 reps. the other
Nice,
day.
bro.
I thought I was gonna die.
So I usually finish off with just the bar and try to get 100 reps.
Yeah.
You know, just go for it.
I was working out with Ryan Golish
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago. He said he was working out with guys that were doing 300 reps
With the bar?
with the bar.
Oh my gosh.
And you can't rest it on your chest.
Yeah. Just Just
going.
300 reps.
It's like, I can't even.
No, thank you. I want to live.
I want to live. I don't even want to sit on the bench for 300 seconds.
But I mean, if you got to a place where you guys, I guess you were just enjoying it and that was just norm.
I saw it as you challenge yourself in so many different ways. You can only say, oh, I benched 450 so many times before
Right.
you're like, well,
Cool.
I don't know how cool that is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's more than I can, but
I think,
I know what lifting the bar 100
Right.
times feels like.
and you're not going to be able to do it. Yeah. What's Goggins' record for pull-ups?
Oh,
Like-
it just got beat too.
Did it really?
24 hours.
I saw somebody trying to beat it. I don't think they did. Did they get it?
I can't remember.
I thought it was like 1,400 pull-ups or something like that.
You just take an entire
Just
24
absurd.
hours.
Just
I'm gonna do
absurd.
pull-ups for. Hey, what's up, dude? See, I know people.
See?
What's
You
he
got
doing
people
over
everywhere. All right. Have you seen these guys doing it too with the loading one side?
Oh.
You're just going one. I'm like, that kind of sounds fun, but isn't that the same as just ISO with a barbell, you know?
Yeah.
Or the dumbbell? I don't know. Live your dream.
Live your dream. Find something that motivates you.
Do it. Just so another element to this, man, is like Jesus said, take up your cross daily and follow me. And a very simplistic way of thinking about that, if you're trying to grow as a person, is find something heavy to carry every single day and keep doing it. Find something that sucks every single day and keep working hard at it.
Yeah.
And in that, you can actually become more like Christ. Now,
Yeah.
stupid progress in the wrong direction is not progress, but hard things almost always have a good outcome on soft things.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right. That's right. Ooh.
That's right.
I've really had to be
Yeah.
intentional with how I view hard things now. And
I say this with my kids all the time, bro. We
Yeah.
can do hard things. Your
Yep.
math problems are not that bad,
Yep.
but it starts there. Right?
Yeah. Be thankful that it's hard too. You can't be proud of doing something easy.
Ugh. I'm blasted.
Yeah.
I'm sweaty. Sorry.
Nasty boy. As you know, I've had like worst year of my life, but also
Yeah.
the most
Easily.
growth, the most change, and it wouldn't have happened if this incredibly hard thing didn't happen to me.
Yeah.
And through that, I was able to say, okay, God, I'm choosing you in all of this,
Right.
even though it's hard, even though the easier thing would be to disappear,
Yep.
just leave, and just hide and give up and go back to the worldly things that made me feel good before.
Right.
And I was showing up. I was following him, changing, growing, changing my mind, and it kind of started getting a little bit easier. Started figuring things out. I said, God,
You don't want normal.
I said, God, make it harder.
Yeah. You don't want to.
And I know everybody's like, that's the stupidest thing you could ever pray. I was
Eh.
like, but yeah, but
You might need it if you know
might
yourself
need
well enough to pray it.
I said, God, make it harder so that I know in this next trial, I'm not just gonna fall back to the easy thing. I can say, hey, I did it right this time.
Yeah.
I did the hard thing this time. And it's hard, but that's what we want, right?
Totally. Hard is, say again, hard is generally the thing that's going to grow you and help you become what you're actually meant to be.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons we don't listen to fat pastors, right?
Yep. That's right.
But I'll tell you what, I also don't listen to just jacked out of their mind pastors either, because it usually tells me a little bit about where you're spending your time. Because I'll be honest with you,
Addicted to something
you know
else.
me,
Yeah.
I was really strong for a while.
You're still
like-
strong.
I'm still, all right. I was in great shape
You were
for a long
way-
time.
yeah.
And I realized I was spending 2.5 hours, 3 hours at the gym looking at myself, like more time staring at myself than my kids or my wife. And I was like, problem. So then I did that 3-week fast.
Yeah.
And I lost like 30 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I stopped working out for basically 6 years and somehow maintained for that amount of time. And I feel like I've really started coming back and challenged myself in the last 2 years to take it like seriously again. But hard things sometimes could be stopped going when you need it.
Yeah. Here's what's crazy about your muscles. Is that once you build them up, they do have memory.
There's memory there,
so
and they come back pretty quick.
If you stop and then come back, your muscles are like, oh, hey, I remember this.
Yeah.
The same way, like,
yeah, I can do this again.
Like what the Bible says, raise your children the way that they should go. You'll know those things as a kid.
That's good.
Forget about it for 20 years.
Totally.
And then you're like, oh, I remember when he was here.
I was thinking about, is it Theoden in Lord of the Rings? He's like, he'll remember his old strength if you put the sword back into his hand.
Yes.
Right? Yes. And it's like, there's a lot of truth there for a lot of guys that need to hear that. If you would just pick up the fight again, you would remember your old strength.
Oh,
it's because you leave your hand empty that's the problem.
That's awesome.
So,
well, this has been a good lift. We got more? You want
we got
more?
it done.
I think we got it all.
I'm good, man. Thanks so much for having me on.
Good stuff. We'll see. I pray that God blesses this.
Crush it out there, guys.
And good seeing you, man.